Good morning. Good morning. What's happening, family? Welcome to the show. It is Michelle Bryant here at WNOV 860 AM, 106.5 FM. Let me say this before I tap up bros in the studio for the good mornings. If you have not left the house yet this morning and you are in a situation where you got to be somewhere on time, do know that we've had some snowfall overnight. Nothing, not being talking 2, 3 inches, but enough to slow down traffic, enough to make the roads a little slippery. People are driving cautiously. And so it's going to take you a little bit longer to get to where you're probably used to go. I mean, to where you need to be at the pace you're used to going. So just as a quick, heads up, if you have not been outside yet, you got to leave the house. Just know we've had a snow dusting. And depending on side streets or where you're moving, it may take you a little bit more time. Leave earlier. Give yourself more time to be able to get where you got to go safely. With that being said, let me say good morning to the brothers in the studio. What's up, Clark Kent?
Who you with?
With you, bro. With you. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good.
Good. Mr. Rideout.
Yes.
What's going on, player?
Well, I wanna be free.
You got to lead this bitch. If you want to be free,
I wanna be free.
You gonna need to lead this.
Ow.
Nah,
I wanna be free.
you in the wrong place, player. I don't know where we can go be free.
You need to lead it.
I'm just saying, I don't know where you gonna go and be free in this raggedy mud. So sick of this man and these clouds around him. Oh my God.
You say you gotta lead it.
Good morning, Mr. Jabot. How you doing this morning? He roaming around. We'll just say,
I wanna be free. Hey,
yeah. You running?
Hey.
Did the champ fall back?
Hey.
Oh, come on now.
Hey, Mike Tyson said it best. Everybody got a plan until you get hit in the mouth. When you get hit in the mouth, boy, it changes up everything.
I mean, but he didn't get hit. And this the cat that throw him harder than anybody.
See, what happened was
he want to walk out.
now he don't want to be a part.
Oh, here, Jay. If you look up
I
under
wanna be free.
the bottom one, you can just put that in, but that title will come up. Dude said, "I want to be free."
I wanna be free. Hey, so what song is that?
Yeah.
I wanna be free. Ow.
Well, you know what? Could you send that to Donald Trump? had a band go play outside the White House. Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Ladies and gentlemen. Some days I wanna be free.
Hey, I'm just saying, we need to have the Ohio players get the band back together. The grandkids, whoever the extended family is, because I prefer to have the originals. And go stand outside the White House like a band, like brothers on the corner playing them drums. It's like, hey, do you hear me out here? And pipe in the music loud as you can. Oh wait, you have to go stand outside of Mar-a-Lago. That's the real White House. You got to go.
That's the real White
That's
House.
where all business gets transacted on behalf of the United States of America. At the country club. I'm gonna need you to tee up. I want to be free too. That's that's Hopper. Because in case you didn't know why this is an issue. In fact, let's play that right now. Can you pull it up so we can play it? Because we are in.
I'm Andrea Lucas, chair of the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. Are you a white male who's experienced discrimination at work based on your race or sex? You may have a claim to recover money under federal civil rights laws. Contact the EOC as soon as possible. Time limits are typically strict for filing a claim. The EOC is the federal agency charged with enforcing federal anti-discrimination law against businesses and other private sector employers. The EOC is committed to identifying, attacking, and eliminating all forms of race and sex discrimination, including against white male applicants and employees. Check out eoc.gov to learn more and read our one-page explainer about DEI-related discrimination. I'm Andrew.
So
Wow.
if we ever questioned
Wow.
where we live, the country that we riding with, you have this white woman, Andrea Lucas, who is over the Equal Opportunity Employment Commission, EEOC, where many people have gone to try to get redress when things have happened to them in the workplace that's been predicated on racism, sexism, ageism, whatever ism you have that would cause somebody to be discriminated against. And of course, with the white supremacy, regime that's in the White House right now, as they've made their appointments, they're flipping all of these agencies on their head. So Andrea Lucas makes this video. But if you don't wait, did she say white male discrimination?
She said
A
white
country
male.
that was built for white men.
But what she didn't say was white women. She just said
because that's not who they're trying to appeal
exactly.
to.
If you was white male,
and the other thing is they know that under affirmative action policies, white women were the most beneficial. So they ain't got to say white women because white women got to come up during a lot of the affirmative action hiring and policies. So this is their base, white males, conservative white males. And if you like what Michelle, she just said, no, she just said what she said. But be clear, it's because of who she works for, who helped install her and get her the job. Because Donald Trump, now this is, running all over, anywhere you look, social media, news outlets. Donald Trump has said that the civil rights era, the protections, 1964, Civil Rights Act, 1965, Voting Rights Act, affirmative actions, segregation or integration, that a lot of these protections that were fought and provided to Black folks and other folks who got to ride our coattails into some of these protections has resulted in white people being treated very badly. Those are his words, a direct quote. Very badly treated. That's what he said happened to white people. He went on to talk about reverse discrimination. What did Andrea Lucas say in the video? Reverse discrimination. And that he is here basically on his white horse to get rid of the policies that have treated white folks very badly. So when Jermaine, who and I had not talked prior to me sitting down,
right,
screams out, sings out, I want to, because at this point it's the same thing.
Yeah.
I want to be free. He had no idea that I was walking in the door on this. But people, I need you to understand, we are going through, and I've said this before, our version of post-Reconstruction. Reconstruction, the 12 years after slavery ends, in which Black people were afforded a degree of rights. They were able to run for legislative positions. We got the first Black U.S. Senator, Hiram Revels, who goes on, becomes president of Alcorn State University, but he was the first Black senator. And I always try to tell people to understand how far we really haven't come in this country. When Barack Obama is in the United States Senate, he's only the 6th Black person to be a senator. So Hiram Revels, and let me see what year did Hiram Revels get elected to the Senate. Hiram Revels, he goes to the Senate. Let me see if I can figure out the date real quick. He goes to the Senate. like in 1870. He's only there for one term, 1870 to 1871. He was the first black man, first black person to be a United States senator. Barack Obama was the sixth. So from 1870, when was Barack Obama a United States senator? Let me look real quick because I don't remember. Let's see. Barack Obama was a United States senator. Hang on, let me see if I can find it real quick. Because he ran for president in 2008. So he got elected to the Illinois, to be a senator for Illinois back in like 2004, 2003, somewhere in there. So from 1870 to 2000, I'm gonna just say 4. That's probably not the right number for Barack to be a U.S. senator. I'm gonna just say 4. Let me do the math real quick. 1 carry the 9. 1 carry 9. All right. Oh wait, that's wrong. 4. That's 10. 3. In 134 years, to go from 1 black senator to 6, and then now we've added a few more since then, but we're still under 10. If I'm not mistaken, it's either 10 or 11. So when we talk about freedom for that 12 years after Reconstruction, during Reconstruction, Black people could run for office. Black people were getting land. Black people, it wasn't hunky dory. It wasn't perfect, but we had way more rights than we had prior to 1865. Okay. We had way more access, way more freedoms than we had prior to 1865. And white folks couldn't take it. Not all, but way too many. It just bothered them. If you look at the movie Shirley Chisholm, the movie about Shirley Chisholm's life, and when she runs into the congressman in the hall and he comes up to her and says he cannot believe that she makes the same money as him, $42,500. And Shirley Chisholm is like $42,500. That's how much she made. This white man could not believe in the 70s, 1970s. Now, this is a lot of y'all that's listening. This y'all lifetime. This is a lot of people's lifetime. I'm in 3rd grade. I'm in the 4th grade. I think it's 72, 74, something like that. So we a lot of us are alive when Shirley Chisholm is in the halls of Congress and this white man is just absolutely appalled that she there and she make the same money as him. $42,500. And Shirley Chisholm was like, if it bothers you so much, when you see me, don't come my way. Because you know why I'm here? I'm here to make sure that there are others that look just like me that can come through these buildings and represent their constituents and make that same $42,500. Shirley Chisholm, member of Delta Sigma Theta sorority, talked about her yesterday. But it bothered white people so much, not all, but way too many, that Black people were able to move around and to have some of the very things that they had. And so at some point, white folks in power decided they had enough. That little period of Reconstruction, it lasted for 12 years. They couldn't take it no more. 12 years. They literally began to physically throw Black legislators out of their offices in Congress. Locking the doors, threatening to kill them, tell them if you come back up in here. These people have been duly elected. They locked them out of the Capitol, out of the offices, threatened them. And then we go through the Black codes, ultimately the Black codes, and that's where, you can't do this, you can't do that. Then you go from the Black codes into Jim Crow. And we keep the progression in terms of how civil rights attacks are being, coded and couched. So the concept of I want to be free is real. It's real in this country. Freedom for Black folks, freedom for us to move around, freedom for us to go to the schools we want to, live in the neighborhoods we want to. It has always been contingent upon the ability and the tolerance of white folks to stand for us, to be in their rooms, in their spaces, in their places. Tolerance. Y'all want to move out to the suburbs? Basically, we ain't saying it out loud, but we got a limit. At first, none of y'all can come. Okay, things is changing a little bit. We gonna move with the times. A few of y'all can come. Too many of y'all come, well, then, we got to start closing ranks, or we got to move to the moon, because that's where they moving to now. But we as a Black community, again, are going to have to figure out, how do we respond to everything that's happening around us? But you have the freaking, we pay that man's salary. Whether he take it or donate it to charity, we pay for everything that he does. We pay for that damn plane he flying in. We pay for him to have them security details and go down to Mar-a-Lago, enriching Mar-a-Lago and making him personally wealthy. We pay for everything that man does while he is in office. We pay for that. And you got a man sitting up saying in our faces, for all you Negro conservatives, that it's been too bad on white folks in this country. I know one of my friends always says, if you're a white man and not successful in America, that's you.
You don't want to be.
And what she actually says is, it's a good waste of white. Because everything was set up for you to win. Yeah. Joy Reid kind of talked about that too. When she said, what y'all mad about? Talking about white folks. What you mad about? The whole country was designed for you. All the benefits, the housing, the banking institutions, the jobs, everything was designed with you in mind. So if you're not successful as a white person in this country, it's because you raggedy. Ain't no Mexican took your job. Didn't no Asian girl bump you out of going to college. Didn't no Black person steal your position at the plant. If you're failing in a system that was designed for you, that's on you. So I got to take a break. But when I tell you, I am floored that this brother opens up with this song, I am having a whole, even though it don't always be God, I'm having a whole look at God moment. And then I can hear my brother. Well, half the time you act like you don't believe in God. So what is she talking about? But I tell people, hey, that's all back to slavery. It all goes back to slavery. Everybody who listens to me regularly, you know why I have challenges. Because I know how a lot of us got introduced to Christianity. And I know how Christianity was used to continue to enslave us. But the fact that he would come in here and open with that song, this was, I swear to God, it was a Keon moment. Because me and Keon was always in sync without saying a word. I would come in and I don't know if he just read the room, and Keon would play the perfect song. And I would be like, oh my God, I can't even, and I would just look at him. And then when I would start my discussion, he would look at me like, damn, I didn't know you was going to talk about that. Black community, we got to get in sync with one another. I'm going to go to a break, but the ability to talk about how we are going to navigate this. We got 3 more years of this nonsense. You got the president of the United States saying it's been hard for white folks in America. And he gonna be doing whatever he can to make it easier for white folks in America. So I will give our timeline, because I said 12 years of Reconstruction. Let's talk about 64, 65 Voting Rights Act and how many years it took for people to start trying to dismantle it. And let's thank the Negro in the Supreme Court, Clarence Thomas, for his help along the way. Him and Jenny. Let's thank him. We'll be right back. Hey, family, welcome back to the show. Taking a moment to talk about the comments of the President of the United States, who basically says that the civil rights was bad for white people. And that, you got to read between the lines, but everything about his administration has been about how do we make it better for white people. And if you're a white Christian, you at the top of the list. Um, so when we see him flying in the white farmers from South Africa, folks who sitting on stolen land, and the South African government does what they need to do to get back stolen land. He got to go send a plane that we still trying to figure out who paid for this plane to go bring these white folks to America, because they didn't want to give back land that they were sitting on that was stolen land. And everybody understood there was a time frame by which, after Nelson Mandela and the whole apartheid era ends, and Nelson Mandela issues his order about this land being returned, you got a designated amount of time before you got to get up off that land. And then other folks came in. It's like, look, Nelson was being way too generous with y'all. Y'all got to get up off that now. We ain't waiting for everybody to die out, because in the meantime, black folks are still suffering. Y'all got to come up off that land. Now, it's more nuance to the story. I'm leaving out big chunks, but that's the general gist. So Donald Trump says out loud what we've all been watching all along. For all these black men in particular who love running in behind Donald Trump, not necessarily the Republican Party, not necessarily being a conservative, but who actually stand up and open their mouth to defend the Trump administration. He's out here saying that the civil rights protections for black folks have made it very bad for white people. And I talked about the period of Reconstruction, and I said, we get the 1964 Civil Rights Act. We get the 1965 Voting Rights Act. And I said, how long did it take before people started attacking those laws put in place to give protections to black people and everybody else who benefits after us? Immediately. The challenges, the court challenges began immediately. And if I just look at the voting rights challenges, immediately, right after the act is passed, all these legal challenges come into court. But the key Supreme Court decisions from 1965 to 1969 upheld the constitutionality of the laws that had passed. But they were challenging them. But then in 2013, we get Shelby County versus Holder. Supreme Court invalidated the formula in Section 4B that determined which states needed federal preclearance. That's Section 5 to change voting laws, because we had states that was doing all this nonsense trying to suppress black voter turnout and black voter engagement. So we had to have a system in which the courts had to okay what a state did in terms of voting laws before they did it, because those states had a history of intentionally discriminating and trying to keep black folks from voting. What did Glenn Grothman, who is a current member of Congress from the state of Wisconsin, former state senator, served with Lena Taylor in the state senate, what did Glenn Grothman say when we passed photo ID? This helps us with voter turnout. He basically said it helps with voter suppression. If more people got to produce IDs, fewer people gonna come vote. Let me go to the phone line. Hey, caller, what's happening? Hello?
UCLA.
Yes, what's going on, bro? How you doing this morning? Hello? Steve? We can't hear you, bro. Hang it up. Yeah, hang. Look, you can't hang it up. So he can't talk and we can't hang up. see, that's the man. That's the folks. That's with these phones. See, if you can hear me, call us back, bro. We couldn't understand what you were saying. Um, let me get another caller in. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Good morning, Michelle.
Hey, Angela, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing good, and yourself?
Can't complain. Well, I
Good
can.
morning.
Yes, I
Good
can.
morning, everyone. God bless you all. Listen, what's wrong with dude? Is he on dog food or is he crazy? Cause I understand him for real. He talk about the civil rights is bad for the white folks or whatever he said. I mean, man, do he know what our people went through? Do he know and what we still going through? I'm so glad I'm a different person because I'm gonna be honest with you. I hated white people. Every time I see one, I want to knock them out. Every time I see the white person, I want to knock them out. But I'm different now. You know what I'm saying? I got white people in my family who I love dearly because I don't look at them like that because they have white and black, but they black to me. You know, I don't care nothing about them being white. They black to me. You know what I'm saying? But white people just used to get under my skin, but I want to just knock them out. Even when I was a kid in school, I want to beat up every white kid in the city. I'm so glad I'm a different person, but dude gotta come up out of the office. Please, everybody that's my color, get out here and vote that man out of there. Cause he ain't for us. He against us. Everybody that hear my voice, that's black. And those that white that ain't down with him, get him out of there. Cause he's hurting y'all too. Y'all think he's for y'all too, but he's hurting y'all too. Why y'all think he's so down with all y'all that voted for him and meet with your crazy self? You better come on our train and get with us. But you down with him, you stupid. Man, listen. Please, everybody, get that man up out of office. He ain't doing nothing but hurting us. He not doing nothing but hurting us.
All right,
Get,
Angela.
get to the polls.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Angela. I appreciate it. Because and you appreciate the frustration and the passion. One of the things I was gonna ask her, but I just decided not to, because for the people that's listening, when they hear her say, I wanted to hit folks, I'm so mad, but a lot of the black people that's listening, exactly what the conversation is. Because I'm so frustrated at the way we've been treated and the way things have been done intentionally for no other reason than our race and people deciding that black people were not worthy of the same treatment, the same access, the same opportunity. And so you become enraged, you become incensed. And that's why so many white people was always scared about black folks getting in power because they thought they was going to get back what they had done. That's why they were scared when Barack Obama got elected. That's why they were scared when Jesse Jackson ran. They were scared when Shirley Chisholm ran, because you think that people going to get in office and do to you what you've done to them. That's been a whole bunch of the issue. That's why they worried now when they talk about, that the country is browning and power is going to shift. Because see, karma is a mug.
And it's coming back. And
people scared that folks gonna wake up and treat white folks the way white folks have treated everybody else. Not all white folks, but way too many. But that's the problem. And I see it all the time when people abuse power and they scared when it's, when the hands of power switch, that people gonna pay them back. It happens all the time. So real quickly, when I talked about we are now going through our post-Reconstruction period, in modern day times, you have Trump giving an interview to the New York Times, because this is where the story is coming from, in which he echoes, because everybody like, oh, I hope something happened to Trump and he can't finish out his term. And I tell people, if this is possible, be careful what you wish for, because J.D. Vance is a bigger fool than Donald Trump. Be careful what you wish for, Because J.D. Vance, while he married to a brown woman, she ain't black, but she brown, talking about white men need to reach out to the to the EEOC if they feel that they've been discriminated against. And that, there are time limits on these cases. So you got to come on and hurry up. You got to open arms here waiting on you at the EEOC so we can protect white men who feel like they've been discriminated against or suffer reverse discrimination. This is what we're dealing with right now. So, in earnest, our rights have been under attack since we got them. Since the 60s, when some of these laws changed where we can vote, we don't have to pass literacy tests to be able to vote. We ain't got to count the jelly beans, the number of beans in the jar. We don't have to recite the Constitution to be able to get a ballot. So ever since those changes, though, there have been constant attacks. I can run through all the legal cases in which people have been definitively trying to turn back the clock, put us back in our place, make us no longer free or not as free as them. So I don't necessarily need you working on the plantation, but I need you to understand you can't have the jobs that we have. You can't work in the companies where we work. You can't make the salaries that we make. I need you to be back in your place, Negro. And they got somebody in the White House who's using our tax dollars to help make this possible. Let me go to the phone line. Hey, caller, what's happening? Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning. Hey, how you doing this morning?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
I'm hanging in there. What you got for me this morning?
Okay, Michelle, I was listening, and number one, it hurts me so bad when you speak. If we speak about politics, first thing people say, we kill each other. Why we kill each other? I'm saying you can't say that. White people kill each other too. It's more of them to kill, so they're killing more. But because we say that, that gives them the green light to go ahead because it's like we're not valuing our lives. And another thing, remember, Amy, she's got 2 black kids. I wonder what about them. And then one more thing, I'm looking at the city. Now they gut out the city. I mean, garbage is dumped all over in these empty city lots. And first thing they show on TV, it's got to be us. It's always black people that's poor or littering or killing. It's just always bad things about us. So they need that, to push their agenda through, like this DEI and all that stuff. They've been doing that a long time. They even put some little Chinese people up in court to say they were discriminated against. It's a lawyer that was behind all that stuff with Steve Bannon and Steve Miller and Trump. So that's what I want to say.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Okay.
All right. And let me, and thanks for the call. Let me just take a couple quick things about the comments that were made. So when the caller said, we got to be careful about that whole we kill each other. The reality is you kill who's the closest to you. White folks kill white folks. Depending on who's in your circle, who's in your space, who's in your environment. It's not like black folks leave out of the community and go to Brookfield and to I can't think of all the little places, but Waukesha, Muskego, they go out there and kill folks. I'm not driving no way out there to kill nobody. I don't even have no beef with you. I don't know y'all. I kill people in my circle that I'm around, who I have conflict with, or I'm in a moment of crisis and that crisis erupts. Although now we've definitely seen white folks leave their community and come into ours to kill us. Church, you worshiping and praying. The man comes sit up in there and pray and pray with y'all and then try to kill everybody in the church. The grocery store, folks in there minding their own business in Buffalo, man done drove specifically there so he can harm these people. So yes, I say it all the time. We have to be careful how we talk about these things because to the caller's point, then other people feel emboldened. Well, the black folks themselves said they're killing each other. Who the hell do white people kill? They kill other white people. You kill who's in your vicinity, proximity to you. So that's one thing. when she talked about Amy Coney Barrett and her black children, and some people's like, wait, what's she talking about? Or she said Amy got 2 black kids. That's Supreme Court Justice Amy Coney Barrett, who has 2 black children from Haiti. She has Haitian children. You know how a lot of these white Christian evangelicals, whatever, they go through their phases. They want to adopt all these little black kids. They don't want the black kids in America. They get the black kids from other countries, around the world. And so, yes, she has that. But the thing that's interesting, and I think about it all the time, is I see white people in our communities. I remember talking to some Republicans in the state Senate when we were doing a hearing and child welfare was on the table. And there was some white Republicans who got black kids living in their house who basically seem like they have bypassed the regular foster care system to get these black kids in their house. And I'm sitting up here looking like, wait, what's happening right now? And I know these white legislators or former legislators. Some of them was a hot mess. I would be terrified if Atlas was left in their care to educate them. I'm not worried about your physical care. You're going to be groomed. They'll find somebody to help you comb their hair. You're going to live in a clean environment. But mentally what you doing, when I looked at one white legislator in particular, I was horrified that you was raising a black child. Because what you getting ready to teach that child, intentionally and unintentionally, you getting ready to mess that kid up. And you can see it. And I'm looking at this white legislator like, do you realize that you don't really even like black people? Because it shows up. You have a disdain for us. And I don't know if you hear it, but we hear it when you talk. And Jesus help us, you raising a black child. When Representative Scott Allen, during Black History Month, tells black folks that, the black legislators, y'all too stupid to pick the list of black folk, to pick who we honor for Black History Month. So I, as the little white man, am more qualified to determine who should be honored during Black History Month. So I, Representative Scott Allen, am going to pick 5 white people, 3 Native Americans, and 2 black people to be honored for Black History Month. So in y'all damn month, y'all the least people we honoring, we're going to honor the 5 white people, 3 Native Americans or indigenous people, and 2 black people. And this man is married to a black woman and raising some black children. Say what now? Say what? So this is what we deal with. I want to be free. I want to be free. 40 acres and a mule. 40 acres and a mule. Remember, everybody talked about that. And reparations. The few people that did get land, when Lincoln got assassinated, President Andrew Young went back and took the land back from the people. Because they had taken land from white plantation owners who had illegally used these black folks all these years to make money. So when the land and those white people had stolen the land from indigenous people. So it wasn't really their land anyway. They had stolen it in most cases. So the few folks that did get the 40 acres end up having it taken back with the assassination of Abraham Lincoln. So the concept of freedom for black folks is always contingent upon what white folks are willing to, in power, are willing to tolerate in this country. Our freedoms are inexplicably linked to white. That's why I tell people all the time when we talk, and callers, I see y'all, I'm coming, but I always say, I do not like the phrase tolerance. And a lot of people in diversity circles and inclusion circles, they talk about tolerance. We've got to have tolerance for one another. But most people, if you use the word tolerant, and more of this is more feeling for me than semantics. But when you use the word tolerance, it usually means I'm putting up with you. I'm dealing with you because I have to. Not that I accept you, not that, I think that it is fair that you be given the same access and opportunity, but I'm willing to tolerate you. I've never liked the use of tolerance when you talk about dealing with people. You don't have to like me, but you do have to accept that I'm a human being and I'm entitled to everything you're entitled to. You don't have to like me, but you do need to get the hell out my way. Let me go to the phone line. Hey, caller, what's happening? Hello?
Hello.
Yes.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Let's talk about something you said earlier. I'm one of these people that, I don't expect Trump to finish his term. Now, whether that's through, inability to perform the job or, he just won't be there. And I do think that the J.D. Vances and the Stephen Millers and all these other puppet masters, Trump is the useful idiot. They're using him because he's the draw. And so he doesn't come up with any of these ideas. He's not that profound. He's being basically propped up and used as, like I say, the useful idiot. The thing that I think is super important is that the only mechanism you have left is the midterms to get control, to be able to minimize what the presidential position can do. So it is imperative that the 26 election midterms, they got to get control of one or both of those houses. Because if, at that point, if Trump is still there, he can be limited in what he can do. Now, he can attempt to just flat out not comply, but if I have it extended in the Congress, that's going to be able to neutralize him somewhat. In terms of Vance, he's hoping Trump don't finish the term because I don't think he can win, especially if they lose the midterms. I don't think he can win.
You are absolutely. He cannot win he cannot run for president and win. He can't.
Exactly.
Right.
He can't. So when you say, be careful what you wish for, I'm like this. I don't want to see Trump finish the term. However, I want that to happen after the Democrats get the midterms because that's the only tool you got left.
No, I don't disagree at all. And, that's why when Angela called and was like, we got to vote him out, helping people understand the significance of showing up for these midterm elections, because you do have to change who is controlling Congress right now. You got to change who is sitting, in that leadership position on the House side. Even if you don't knock out the Senate, you don't get stuff just swept through the way it's going through right now because you control both houses. So it is important that we absolutely show up in these midterm elections. Thank you, bruh. You made some very valid points. I appreciated the call.
Thank you.
All right now. And yeah, go ahead. We good. And just don't think though, people are seriously looking at all that. Like I've never heard people before in my lifetime talk about wanting to see this man not finish his term. And they not saying how, they just saying I don't want to see it. Because they are terrified if you've wreaked this kind of havoc in 1 year. And I'm not just talking about domestic havoc, international. We can run down the laundry list of countries that this man and this administration is threatening, bullying, forcing to do business with the United States. I mean, you got to be kidding me. And it's the other thing, because he's such a poor businessman. You stretching your resources and your people so thin. So thin. Because can you afford to get in a drama with Iran, with what we got going on in Venezuela, potentially with Russia, as you begin to shut off more of these avenues for Russia to get the oil and get what they're trying to do? Like, how many fights can you pick and have military the U.S. military be able to deal with it and keep America safe. You got 3,000 members of the military sitting in Minneapolis right now. What kind of ignorant nonsense is this? 3,000. 2,000 were there before that woman got shot. Before what's her name? Good. Before she was shot, it was already 2,000 United States military members sitting in Minneapolis, in Minnesota. He sent another 1,000. How in the world do you have 3,000 members of the United States military sitting in damn Minneapolis talking about immigration reform? Yes.
You know what? It just hit me. You know, when they was asking for all of the information, people that was on Snap and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
And they was trying to.
Yeah, they've been doing it here
verify.
in Wisconsin. Tony Everett's been fighting them.
I believe that is to get the names of all of the people so you can pinpoint who's immigrants.
Yeah.
And you get their address.
Definitely.
And go straight to that area.
That's what they're doing right now. They're going door to door in Minneapolis.
Because of when they asked for the people to submit that stuff so you can get the SNAP benefits, it was disguised that they was looking at it, talking about they wanted to make sure that they was rooting out fraud, but in reality, they was looking for immigrants and getting their address and so they can know exactly where to go.
So some of it wasn't even in disguise. Some of them openly talked about, we want to utilize this information to figure out who are illegal immigrants in this country. Or, and it's not even just necessarily the way we frame it illegal, because we have people in this country that are here. They came here illegally, but they were brought here as children.
Yeah.
And they didn't have no say. They didn't personally break no law. Somebody grown brought you into this country. And we realize the situation that these young people have been in. We've allowed them to stay in this country, allowed them to go to school, allowed them to get educated, and to figure out a pathway to citizenship, because it's the only country they now have ever known. They are trying to remove the rights of those children and those young people who are now adults. The Somalians, they've just had all of their protections that they had in place about coming to the U.S. because they were fleeing all of violence and danger in their home country. Like they just lifted all of those things. So these people can now be deported, sent back to Somalia, sent back into, harm's way. Like, it is madness what we see happening right now. Let me go to the phone line. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Of their protection.
Hello?
Hey, Queen, how you doing?
I'm good. How you doing this morning? Yes.
Hey, good. I was trying to get off the speakerphone, so I didn't do that. Hey, I love what the other caller said previously, saying, hey, we better be careful what we ask for. But I think what we have to recognize, too, is that these are some extraordinary times. And even though the rule of law is there, if we can get, and hopefully it happens even before midterm, but if it can happen, even if it has to happen, there's something in the Constitution, Article 2, Section 4, that says for reasons of bribery, whether it be anything that relates to treason, things of the nature that the Trump administration has done, you can remove the president, you can remove the vice president, and all of the civil officers.
Okay, so let's have a conversation real quick. So first thing, I want to go back. When you said these are extraordinary times, why do you say that?
Because we have a president who then told everybody that he's the acting president of Venezuela. We got people killing American citizens. If you look at what's happening in Minnesota, not only did they kill Renee, they've been shooting people in Portland afterwards, and they doubled down in Minnesota, taking people off their cars. They fighting the students. So when we start saying these are extraordinary times, we're dealing with stuff on the international front and on the local front. You got people who got border patrol, but they in the middle of the city. The governors and the mayors that said, we don't need your help. We don't want your help. So now what we're going to have are the police officers fighting against the federal officers. So when I say we're in extraordinary times, we're in extraordinary times.
So I'm going to just say this. While in terms of some of the specific things that are happening, this is unique in terms of this administration. But if you look at the parallels to the way this country has functioned since its inception, a lot of this is the same playbook. We locked up the Japanese people. We locked up Chinese people. We went in and took indigenous children from their families and put them in boarding schools to make them more civilized. Like the United States has done all of this historically before. So while certain things are unique because of the time we're in, the actual general gist of the behavior is what we've done. We've messed with other countries. We have Texas and California because of what? Because that wasn't originally American territory. We've done, so that's the only thing I think I always want to remind people is that while some of this is unique, this is our MO as a nation, going
Michelle,
in and messing with people.
I 100% agree with you. Everybody knows you are the anchor of WNOV. Your political acumen is off the chart and cannot be touched. Can I just add one thing to all of the brilliance you just said?
Yeah, correct me. Go ahead.
No, it's not a correction. It's not a correction because
like, no.
everything you said was 100. The only thing I would add to that is this. The only time anything has ever changed in this country because of all of the foolishness is when people was willing to shed their blood. Patrick Henry, give me liberty or give me death. That's what started the whole American Revolution. We look at what happened with the civil rights. It was because of things like Bloody Sunday, people ready to give their life, people ready to say, you know what, if this is how it's going to be, I'm going to give my blood. So the question is, are we willing to sacrifice for this generation in the same ways that others did to be able to stop the madness that was going on? Because you're right, this is business as usual, but they've also given us the protocol, the architect, the playbook on how to defeat this madness.
Yeah, we have to. We have, you know what? And one of the things, and so what the callers have said, starting with Angela, is that one of the ways a lot of this changes, because when you talked about Article 2, Section 4, I say it all the time. The laws are only as good as the people who have to enforce them. And so the laws can be there. But if the people in charge at that moment are corrupt or are running their own ideological playbook, because there were judges and court systems that came back and said that black men have no rights that a white man is bound to respect. That was codified into law. There are courts that came back and said that separate but equal was fine. Black kids don't necessarily have to go to school here. They don't have to have the new textbooks. They can get the used textbooks from the white school. We get HBCUs because courts had upheld that they did not have to admit black students into their universities and institutions. So even though we have these laws, I'm going to also say the laws are only as good as, that's one of the things that they talk about with the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is basically something that the United States, the people of the United States have said, we are willing to allow that court to help decide the rule of the land. But the minute the American people say, you know what, we don't care about the Supreme Court can issue decision after decision. If the American people will not follow it, then it's void. So our systems are built on what's my word I'm looking for? Help me, bruh. You know,
on the rule of law?
Well, no, our systems are built on the idea that we're going to allow ourselves to be governed. We're going to go along with this system so that we can function as a society. But it's almost like our will to go along. And I'm gonna look for the word because it's escaping me right now. But go ahead, make any other comments that you want to make. I love when you call.
No, because I listen and I learn from you. And I agree with what you said. But that's why I said maybe it don't come to the midterm where you get the people who could come in and change it. But this is the thing. If they won't do the law, then we have a civil right to disobey the law. And whatever that means, what they say by any means necessary, if your method is Martin Luther King, be the nonviolent, peaceful protest to do that. But then for those who want to be more Black Pantherish, want to go along the ways of Stokely Carmichael and say, hey, it's burn, baby, burn. I think we do what we have to do to say, if you don't do the law, well, then we're going to make you do the law. And then this is the thing. Once we come, because this country is tore from the floor up, it started the wrong way. Once we get in power, it's sort of like, I don't mean to bring like science fiction into it, but it was like in Black Panther, when Killmonger wanted to rule the world, he said, we're going to take over and we're going to rule it the right way. We're going to make America become what she was promised to be. The Constitution and Declaration of Independence is beautiful. It was just written by frauds and people who never really meant it to do it. It was pimps who played that game with us to make me think we was in it. So that's what I'm saying. And I'm going to listen to you, Corey. And I love
you good. I appreciate you, bro. I love when you call. And look, y'all, I'm just like everybody else. You know, I read, some of this is my background because of my undergraduate education. But it's so much good information out there, educating ourselves, re-educating ourselves, where you get your information from. I was laughing. Clay Kane has been on this crusade trying to educate our people about Abraham Lincoln, and that Abraham Lincoln was not the savior of black folks. Abraham Lincoln didn't give no damn about freeing the slaves, even though you will hear like Barack Obama quote Abraham Lincoln, and a lot of historians and black people, we like Abraham Lincoln, and but the point was Abraham Lincoln was trying to save the Union, as everybody talks about. And so he didn't really care about y'all being free. He just was trying to not tear up the country, try to tear up, what we had. And so what do we got to do to appease people? And if it meant leaving us in slavery, if they could have worked out a deal, we would have still been enslaved, because he didn't care about freeing us. That's not what he was on. And so, and now, because of social media, because of the internet, because you have all these different options to get news and information, the stuff that people try to keep from us, rewrite history, the cat's out of the bag. And so, it's up to us to educate ourselves. And then what do we do once we're educated? Because Oprah Winfrey, and I don't know where she got it from, but it's a common thing. People was like, so once you know, now what you gonna do? Because you can no longer act like you don't know. And that's the bad part. The more conscious you become, the more pressure is on you. That's why a lot of people like to stay dumb. They don't want to read a book. They don't want to do the research. They don't want to get the information. Because now that you really know the truth, what you gonna do? Don't want to do it. Jermaine is shaking his head right now, showing federal agents clashing with folks in Minneapolis, but we on our way to Iran to say the protesters over there, while you got the president dispatching, these people into American communities and just fighting with folks and acting a fool, and everybody justifying it. The laws are only as good. And I keep telling you, I keep looking through these crowds. I think I see one brother right there, but most of these white hillbilly officers, they done pulled out of obscurity, paying these people almost six figures, if not six figures, lowest trained law enforcement, militias that's out there. And these people are going in here recklessly. I had to go back after Jermaine said that after that officer shot Miss Good in Minneapolis, that he called her a B. He absolutely did that. I went back to watch it because it was so disturbing when Jermaine said it. Let me take a break, y'all. I'll be right back. Black lives being lost because of senseless white pride. And that black lives does not necessarily have to mean death in its form in terms of finality, in terms of, but the death of employment. In the news clip that was played before I came back from the break and talked about I think it's 8.3% black unemployment when the rest of the nation is at 4.6%. We're always higher than the rest of the nation. But under the Trump administration, those numbers have soared. Black women hit the hardest because a lot of Black women worked for the federal government. I often talk about Lakeisha Myers. When she moved to Washington, D.C., she built her home in an area called Prince George's County. Prince George's County is the most affluent Black neighborhood in the United States of America. The most affluent neighborhood, community, not neighborhood, community, district in the United States of America. That's where she built her house. And most of those things, one of the things that she would always say, though, is that even though this is a community, a area where Black folks are all over six figures, this is not an area where these people are necessarily college educated Black folks. These are Black folks who have worked their way up through the system, who predominantly work for the federal government. And they have, 10 years in, 15, 20 years in. And these people have steadily become, in the federal government, it's like, a G10, a G12, all that kind of stuff. And these people have worked their way up to these six-figure jobs. So they have done extremely, extremely well. So when Donald Trump decides we're going to, and they use Elon Musk with this bulldozer, we're going to go through and gut federal agencies. There are a group of Black folks that have been behind the scenes in the cut saying this wasn't just about some fake government efficiency. Some of this, because if we look at this holistically, you got a man standing up in front or interviewing with the New York Times saying that the civil rights movement hurt white people. You got all of these laws being done to try, here, just take it and push it over, to take away rights from Black, take away privileges from Black people. So you do that. That's by design, right? Somebody sitting back in the cut going, Black people got too much or they doing too well. So how do we take out Black people? And I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm just looking at what's going on. A lot of the federal workers was Black people. And while you see on camera, mostly white folks getting their little boxes and told to get out and leave, Black folks, Black women was losing these jobs hand over fist. So, because the other thing I'm getting ready to do is destabilize the Black community. Because if a lot of these Black women are either single households or contributing to the households, you taking minimum $100,000 out of a Black household. So now folks can't pay the mortgage. Folks can't, keep the house. We got a friend who was telling us how houses was going up on the market like crazy. Here, get on the mic, jump on the mic, pull it up. We've been joined in studio by none other than Dr. Lakeisha Myers. What's going on?
Now look at this.
No, you know what? Matter of fact,
Okay.
that's what you get.
Good morning, Lakeisha. How you doing
Good
this morning?
morning.
So we're talking about your neck of the wood, but
Yeah.
first of all, before we do all of that, let's just publicly say on the air. I know here. Gotta pull it.
Okay.
Might have to play with it a little bit.
Nah, hold on.
Oh, yeah, help. Oh, shit, coming here. I'm glad you ain't on the camera tearing up everything. You know what? See, you can't invite everybody to
You know
your
what?
house.
We had
Margarine fingers.
we had the old stuff. It was just stay there. The new stuff. Now, people like to buy new stuff.
Margarine fingers.
I mean, just come in here. Look, neither one of y'all know what y'all doing.
No, this thing.
You
right
got to
here,
pull. No, hang on. Let me help.
It's rigged. Hold on. I just push her up. No, because it's gonna still move because of the weight. It's gonna pull it down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because of the weight.
Mm-hmm.
See if it goes.
Yeah, you bad. You know what you doing.
But it's standing there.
And when it tip over, I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't touching.
It's standing there.
I'm not touching.
Why is you in the shot, man? That's what we doing. So as I said, we are joined in CEO. Okay, cameraman, what's going on? Why my view look like only
Why?
I don't know what's happening. That's you.
Finally
I'm on delay. I'm on
finally get to
delay.
meet Superman.
Oh, you haven't met Clark?
I've never met Superman. I've heard so much about him.
Superman.
Yeah.
Who you with?
I said it's a real man named Clark Kent, and he black. Look at that. I didn't know Superman was a brother.
I'm with you, boo.
So yeah,
Look,
so
we always be here.
yeah.
So Dr. Myers, first of all, before we have any conversation, let me take a moment to publicly, acknowledge the passing of mom,
Yeah.
Miss Gertha Wheeler Myers,
Yeah.
big boss player.
Yeah.
What was her favorite rap song?
Pimp hard.
Wow.
She did not know the words of that song. She knew that. She knew that song.
That was
So
jail.
funny. If we were at some part, she said, "No, wait a minute. It's not enough to just pimp. You got to pimp hard." That is just so funny. She cracked up laughing. I said, "Mom."
So for all the good church folks at Union Hill, we didn't put everything in the obituary, but her favorite song was not Amazing Grace. It was, what was it?
Rap song. She said, "No, that is just a funny song." She liked
Hard.
that song, and she also thought Shaggy's "It Wasn't Me" was the funniest song. Mama said, "Now that is just too much."
Now some of this was because she worked with children, so
Yes.
she's getting there.
And she used to watch videos with us, like when they said parents need to know what's going on. So we were back in my day, we sat and watched videos all day long. So she would sit there with us. She said, "Now who is this?" I remember specifically watching a TLC video, and then years later, T-Boz ended up on Days of Our Lives,
Okay,
which was her show.
Okay.
So. And I walked past and I said, "What is T-Boz doing on Days of Our Life?" She said, "Is that one of them peppers?" Like salt and pepper. I said, "No, Mama, that's not salt and pepper." She said, "But I didn't seen her before." What
is that one of them?
She said, "Is that one of them peppers?" I said, "No, Mama, that's not." I said, "That's creepy." Like she said, "Oh, okay, I like them." Yeah, so she tried to keep up with what was going on. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Well, for folks that have been asking, Mom's funeral is tomorrow.
It is tomorrow. The viewing is at 10 a.m. At Union Hill Baptist Church. The funeral services will start at 11 o'clock at the church as well.
And she was an educator.
32 years. Yes.
And so where does she work here in Milwaukee?
So her longest stint was at Milwaukee Trade and Technical High School. She loved the Trojans.
Okay.
So yes. And then she worked at Madison for a bit, and then she ended her career at Lady Pitts High School.
All right. And, I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge that Johnny C. was also a public educator. Her husband of 51 years.
Yes. Yeah. My dad, he retired in 2006. He retired from Hamilton. He was a football coach at Hamilton, but he worked at Juneau and at Steuben for a minute. Yeah.
And he was a softball coach too, right?
He was a softball coach at Juneau for years.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I just wanted to make sure. And you had talked about for folks that were interested in sending flowers that in fact you all have started.
We have an endowed scholarship at Alcorn State University.
Her heart, her
heart,
love,
where she met her boo thing under the beneath the shade of giant trees. Yes. That's where she and my dad met. So they have an endowed scholarship at Alcorn, so you can make donations to the Johnny C. and Gertha Wheeler Myers Endowed Scholarship at Alcorn State University.
So I know Martha Love hit me up and she was like, "Yes, we doing that."
Yeah.
So we wanted to thank her for because people know like long lasting education, and for them to be educators and to have something like this set up is really important.
Yeah.
But before we get to what you came in here for, I got callers on the phone. Let me get them off. Hey callers, what's going on?
Hey, look like
you got us on speaker. Can you take
Ms. Myers has something very important, but I just wanted to comment because I've been on hold for a minute. I want to comment about the civil rights.
Wait. Before you comment, you got a radio on in the background. I'm getting a bunch of feedback. It's hard to understand you.
Okay, what about now? Can you hear me? Because I'm hearing a lot of feedback over in the radio station.
Okay, now we good. Go ahead, bro.
that you were talking about the Civil Rights Act.
Yep.
And listen, we can't blame, when you talk about J.D. Vance standing up telling white folk that they should file discrimination suits and all of that stuff. We cannot get angry. You know why? Because we've not protected what actually the 1866 Civil Rights Bill. Now, it's kind of broad a little bit, but it narrows itself down when it talks about removing specifically the black codes. Black codes was only directed towards us. That's what kind of narrows it down, because when it talks about citizens born of the, born here on the United States soil, people born on the United States soil should be citizens. We did not protect our civil rights. We were not selfish with them.
What does that mean? We did not protect our civil rights. What does that mean?
That means exactly what I'm saying. We were freely to allow everybody and their grandparents to come in.
So how do we stop that? How do we stop other people from benefiting from the rights that we secured? How do we stop that?
The same way we're doing right now, the same way we did through history.
How?
You bring it up. You vanguard it.
How?
Through whatever you mean.
How? HOW. How?
Through protest. Well,
how?
I'm telling you. Know what? You found a spot to pick at you.
No, I didn't. You said it. You said it. And I'm asking you how. See, I keep telling you about coming here and not being able to back up what you say.
No,
so you blame black people for not protecting they rights. Tell me how they were supposed to protect them.
The same way we achieved pushing and getting what we wanted. Back then, we have to do, because everybody that was released out of slavery.
We didn't actually have the power to do that. You were talking about a time.
No, we had a lot of educated black folk.
Yes, we did. But when you're talking about when the Civil Rights Act of 1866 was passed, you had basically a half of a Congress, because the United States was not whole at that time. So the Congress that was in place passed the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments. At that point in time, citizenship had not yet been established for black people. We had to become citizens of the country, and that's where you got citizenship from.
Okay, let me ask you this question.
So after that, what happens? The only people who got the right to vote was black men with the 15th Amendment. So with the portion of black men that had the right to vote, you're going to tell me that they had a solid majority to vote and say,
no, they did not have a, no, ma'am, they did not have a, they did not have a solid.
I know that. That's what I'm trying to figure out what you're talking about.
Let me say something to you. Somewhere there was influence. There was somebody influencing on our behalf to get us where we had to get. So let me explain this to you. All that you said was great, but because we did not vanguard it, this is the reason why we're where we are today.
How? You already said other people had to help us get it.
Hey, look here. Because we allowed other people. Wait, you let me say it, man?
I've been waiting.
No, you ain't waiting.
Go ahead. You got the floor. How?
It's not that I have the floor.
You got the floor.
Because
how?
What we did. Oh my God! This is like listen. Because what we did, we've allowed other people, other groups to come in and piggyback off of what was given in 1866 and 1865.
So what were we given that nobody else should have been able to benefit?
There was another civil rights act.
What were we given that no one else should have benefited from?
We stayed quiet. We stayed silent.
So you know what? I'm gonna end this conversation because it's just going in circles because you don't have no answers.
I'm asking you.
You've been asked how 700 times.
Let me just say this right here. This is what the white man is saying. The white man is saying, if the gays and the other people coming in here enjoying the experience, why can't we? Had we set it down?
Are you calling in here to defend the white man's position that they've been discriminated against?
I'm not defending nothing.
It sounds like it. It sounds like it.
You know why black people?
Hey, bruh. I can't do this morning. You're welcome to call back.
You know what? As much as I talk to you,
and you just talk in circles. I don't get nothing to
substance. It's not talking in circles.
Yeah,
you know, you don't understand.
I love you,
but
I'm gonna have to let you go. I'm gonna have to let you go.
Round and round I go.
You got me going in circles.
Thank you, Jesus.
I'm just saying, like, it's our
First of all, it was not our responsibility because we did not enslave ourselves.
Thank you.
That's the first thing.
And then, but it's our responsibility to make sure don't nobody else be treated fairly in this country.
In the words of James Brown, I don't want nobody to give me nothing. Open up the door. I get it myself.
But this is the thing. He didn't say, then I'm going to close the door behind me so don't nobody else be okay. It's the same ignorant mentality. I'm okay. I don't want nobody else to be okay. But when you understand the levers of power in this country, black folks didn't have the ability to control none of that.
At all.
Yeah, we showed up, we protested, we marched, but at the end of the day, the people who actually took the votes to change the legislation was not majority black. They were not.
They've never been. They still aren't.
To my point about the number of black U.S. senators we've had in this country. I gotta take a break. Then we're gonna get to what this woman came up here for. I'll be right back, y'all. Welcome back to the show. First of all, let me say good morning to our folks on Facebook and YouTube. I didn't get a chance to check in right away. You know, Jermaine started, it got me heated up with the I Want to Be Free song.
I want to be free.
so I just went straight to my stuff. And I didn't.
I won't have to listen to your lies.
Wait, say that. Sing that part for me. Say that again.
One day, child.
Come on now. What?
Listen to your lies.
Hey, so what's that other song? What's that song? How did it go?
I haven't seen all the comments. Dorothy G gonna put it here. Be respectful. Meets God. Be respectful. I don't know if she was talking to me or Beach. She probably said, be respectful. And then somebody said, time to hang up. What? Because what? You got to
go
in circles. Dun, 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 dun. Everybody.
Oh, round and round I go.
I'm dizzy now.
So Dr. Myers, callers, I see y'all. I'm coming. But you actually, you know, I'll tell you, I was telling somebody's like, how is Lakeisha doing? Given everything that's happening, and a lot of folks chimed in on both YouTube and Facebook to offer condolences on the loss
Thank you so much.
Your mom. But somebody said, how's she doing? And I was talking to your uncle who got in from Ohio yesterday, Uncle Charles, and I said, so on one hand, she being Lakeisha. I said, you know, she's still working. Mm-hmm. She's doing a lot of things in the midst of the grieving and the business of getting her mom ready. And then when you read your mom's obituary, it's sections. This is the longest obituary man has ever seen because it's sections. This is what she did for Alcorn. This is what she did for the church. This is what she did for the school. This is what she did for the, and I'm just like, and I would tell you, because you used to love to hang on, that you was like your daddy. And I was like,
you just like your mom.
You just like your mom.
I got a good mix of both of them.
Yeah. You Mo Gert than you Fox. Now you might look like Fox, but you Gert the Myers all day. So you were, somebody said, oh, you want to talk about me on thank you. I appreciate that. Listen, Carl, I appreciate that. So talk to us real quick about what you're doing as an alumni of Rufus King High School and what's going on real quick.
Well, as an alumnus of the best school anywhere, Rufus King High School.
I'm sorry, the best?
The best, yes, the best school anywhere. We have revamped our alumni association.
Okay.
So for a number of years, there were some older alumni. I believe some folks passed away, some, whatever. So we did not have an official Rufus King Alumni Association for a while. So looking at that, understanding where we are, financially, as far as supporting, the school and other things, we were like, okay, we need to do this to revamp our alumni association. So we have officially revamped our Rufus King Alumni Association. So we're back.
Did you call my son and tell him?
Yes, I did.
Well, sorry,
and he will be writing a check for his life membership dues.
Oh, you got life membership dues?
Yes, we do. We have life membership dues. You can be a lifelong general in the Alumni Association. So we are having an event.
Look at Jermaine. Jermaine, like, what is this mess? They'll have that
Greenfield, do they? Don't even say nothing.
I was going to ask.
And this is for Keith, because I know you're listening and you're on your way in. We're having an event, Keith. We know you come to all the King stuff because you couldn't get in. You can come. We accept all your funds to help the real, school. I'm sure the White Knights of Dominican don't invite you to their stuff. But so but I want to let I want to let all the
I don't even know the White Knights. I don't even know that. I didn't even know that was their mascot. Why do you know this stuff? But okay, go ahead.
When he went there, they probably had to drop the white.
Nice,
I think that's what they do now. But I have to ask around.
Oh,
Because it sounded like the
it's
White Knights of
amazing.
another organization.
It's amazing what kind of shots and shade.
But I'm just saying,
shots and shade. I want to do a segment. Shots and shade. Oh, let me write that down. I'm having all these great ideas for segments, and I don't follow up. Shots and shade.
And
Ooh, I like
I accept that I helped you with that. you know, I will say, but for those that had the ability to grace the halls at 1801 West Olive Street, I want to let you know that we are having a midwinter. Jermaine, you were invited.
It don't count.
You skipped
No,
school
was
in
up
high
there
school.
skipping
No. Seriously, I had graduated in '94, right? And I was up at King because I was working with a choir from '94 to about '96, '97. So I was up there every day.
That's right. We accept you too. Come on,
Yeah.
come with us.
Look, he just
He
want to
be
General,
in.
huh?
We acknowledge you as an honourary general. Come right on,
Yeah.
join us, and pay your money too. We take that as well.
Nope.
I'll let you know how much yours is.
Full
So,
share.
we have a low cost option for everyone.
Say low cost
option for everyone.
Right.
We want you to
For
participate.
you broke Negroes, we got something for you too.
Everybody can. There's room for everyone.
So you
in
guys
General Nation.
are having an
So
event.
we are having a midwinter alumni meet and greet. For those of you that went to school and you knew it as Lyles, but now it's the Dak Shack / Royal Street MKE.
Oh, y'all was over there while y'all was supposed to be in school.
Now we went, you know, when they had open lunch back in the day, you know, that was before my time, but you know, then we used to just walk up there. So sometimes we would leave school and go.
I was gonna say while y'all was at school, Generals for Life. I see somebody posted.
Yes,
in the
that's
chat.
right. That's right. Generals for Life. So,
Hannah had the colors.
that's right. That's
Oh,
right.
Dominican 83. We see you. We see you. We see you, Dominican 83.
So we are inviting folks to come up to Royal Street MKE on Tuesday, January 27th from 5:30 to 7:30. Join us as we relaunch our alumni association, get to see some alumni. All classes are invited. Doesn't matter when you graduated. We want you to come in and just share the love with us. We want the generals to come out and join us. We're going to support Royal Street that night. You will also have the opportunity, and I got to make sure our site is up and active. We want to make sure that you know we are also holding a raffle.
Okay.
This is called the Pool Party Exclusive Raffle, where we are raffling off 2 tickets to New Orleans, Louisiana. So you can see famous alumni Jordan Poole play with the New Orleans Pelicans against the Milwaukee Bucks. Did you just put your thumbs down? What?
Don't listen to him.
I'm not listening
Don't
to
listen
him.
to him.
But if you
Move
would
on.
like, and this is open to anybody, you can come, you can support us with the raffle to go to New Orleans. We are doing the flight is included as well as the hotel.
Oh, now we look
Dinner
it up.
at Dookie Chase Restaurant.
Not Dookie Chase.
Yes, at Dookie
Famous
Chase's Restaurant
famous
in New Orleans.
world class.
You have to buy your ticket, brother. Right? Get your raffle ticket. So we want you to support our alumni association and do that. So for folks that need more information, but make sure you come out to Royal Street MKE on the 27th. We look forward to seeing everybody. You can look for the raffle.
Yeah.
It's 3 for. Hold on, I can tell you what it is. Look, I got to see what they put up. Let me get that for you about the raffle. Because I think the tickets are $25 each, and then it's like 3 for $50 or something like that. Yeah, so I have to see what that is. But yeah, I think it's 3 for $50 that you get that. So you get 3 chances to win, Jermaine.
Yes.
We're not rigging it for you.
Father, Son,
And the Holy Ghost. That's right.
Shaver.
So we want folks to join in and join us for the shea butter.
Shea butter. That's what he be saying.
Shea
He
butter.
be up at the working.
Shea
Shea
butter.
butter.
So we want folks to know that we are back. We are supporting our alma mater. We are making sure that we do all the things. So I'm being more active with the alumni. In November, we have the athletic
Awards,
the Hall of Fame banquet. Yep. So look out for more information for that. We are starting, and for everybody, and this is a special nod to people that graduated in 2002. If you graduated from Rufus King in 2002, we are planning our 25th class reunion. We are trying to take a cruise, a trip.
A cruise.
Yes. So
who does that?
So
everybody else just used to meet up at Mecca downtown. What do you go to Mecca? And just had the Lincoln North. Yeah. How y'all going on a cruise?
Because we are, bad and bougie. We are at Rufus King High School, but we are opening up our ship. If anyone in any class wants to join us for our 25th, we will have that information coming soon. But we're in the planning stages, so 2027. will be our silver.
Because this is my son. This is Derek.
This is Derek's 25th year. I don't know what
25th
they
year.
doing. You know, 01, y'all better get
Class
it together.
01.
Class 01 better get it together. But 02, we getting ready. So we have been having our little planning meeting.
Cruise.
Yes, we will be.
Yeah, I may have to go as a parent of an alum and just be out there supervising.
But these are the things.
Chaperoning.
But no, for real, these are some of the things that we are trying to do as an alumni association. Make sure that we have, generals travel abroad. We're doing all of those things. So we're working.
Generals
traveling abroad. Yes. So your alumni association, we are full-fledged and encompassing. So we will have trips that all classes. We travel.
And so,
together.
so all of this is done though. How does it support the school?
It supports the school because we support our school through the MPS Foundation.
So what is that?
So the Milwaukee Public Schools Foundation, we when you pay your alumni dues, a portion of those go to the foundation. So you're supporting Rufus King directly.
Okay.
So we also have the Rufus King fundraising board that does that through the foundation. So you can make tax deductible donations to King through the MPS Foundation. So we want you to support Rufus King that way. You also can support through athletics. The GoFan app is how you buy tickets to games. I know we used to pay in cash at the door for the games. They've gone digital.
Okay.
As with everybody else. So you can download the GoFan app and you can purchase tickets to the games. Our basketball team, they're young, but they're coming up. Doug Lewis is the head coach of the Rufus King boys varsity basketball team. They're doing well. So we want to support all of our athletics.
Does King still have a football team?
Yes, we do.
Who? I don't know who's the coach over there now.
I don't know who the football
I
coach
have
is.
to look. Yeah, because we can't, because we lean heavy basketball
in the city. Yeah, but when Coach Banks back in the day,
when my son
they were doing very well.
King was that business.
Yes.
And so put your hand down one more time. I'm gonna jump across this thing.
Didn't you go to Greenfield? We ain't talking about you. You don't count in this conversation.
Yeah. You ain't want to meet Derek Miles on the football
That's
field,
right.
boy.
Get
You
ran
ain't
over.
want none of that smoke.
Man, they didn't want
That
up.
big
And you
thing.
didn't want to meet nobody on the track and field either, because Coach Holmes had all us.
Oh,
doing
that's
stuff.
right. That's right. So look
You
at
talking
him.
about Coach Holmes?
Yes.
That's right.
Oh yeah, I'm scared of Coach.
You should
And look,
be.
his wife wasn't no joke.
That's
either.
right. That Miss Holmes didn't play either.
Yeah. So, but no, I'm gonna just say this. First of all, I'm thrilled to see that this work is being done. One of the things that I always talk about is the need for us to save us, to come back and support the institutions that help to make us. I'm gonna be on my son's behind, making sure that he is a life member.
And it's not just about athletics. We support academics as well and the band.
Yeah,
So
no,
all of
I'm
those
saying
things.
the totality.
Totality of
Like,
it. Yeah.
when I tell you, and particularly under Balistrieri's leadership, you talking about blue ribbon school across the country.
Mhm.
And I frequently talked about when my son was at King, you would see cars coming in from everywhere.
That's right.
Dropping white, black, everybody off at that door because it was the
It
school
was prestigious.
to attend. And academically, you knew what you were getting ready to get.
That's right.
If you were fortunate enough to get into King. So
And
I
our
am
principal, Miss
thrilled.
Badillo, she is a staple. She's been there for
What's the new principal's name?
Doreen Badillo.
Badillo.
Mhm. She
Okay.
was for those of us that went to school with me, she was a Spanish teacher when we were in school.
Oh, really?
Yes. And so she returned as the principal maybe 4 or 5 years ago. So, yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So give people information one more time about how to reach out to you or what they should
You can
do.
reach out to me 504-814-0664.
Slow it down. Act like you on radio.
That's right. You can reach out to me at 504-814-0664. And we are meeting at Royal Street MKE, aka the DAC Shack, on the 27th.
Yeah, they renamed that.
Yes.
So it's called
Royal Street MKE.
Okay.
People are like, is that it? Yes, it is. It's Lyle's, it's the DAC Shack, it's Royal Street MKE. The diner, that's where we at. Whatever you knew it as, it's the same spot. That's what we're gonna be. Some people used to just call it Eats because they had the sign that said Eats at the top of it.
Oh, I remember that.
The sign that said Eats.
Look there. It's been 100
It's a
different.
bit like you talking about Eats? Yeah, that's it. That's what we're gonna be. So yes,
Okay.
at the DAC Shack.
And
So
what is this?
this is on the 27th
Of
Yes.
this month.
of this month, January 27th.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
5:30 to 7:30. We will be there.
Mhm.
Jermaine said he's coming.
I'm coming.
He's gonna come and pay his alumni dues.
Yeah.
All
He's
right.
be a honorary general with us. I also want to say, Michelle, this is the time. I've gotten 3 calls already. People, are you still doing the college tour?
Oh, yeah.
People call. Yes, you can still sign up for the college tour.
Yes,
you better
we taking
hurry up.
y'all little crunchy kids kids get
So-
on my damn nerves.
So if you are
They do.
interested-
Oh my God, they get on. I'm telling you. I'm
Michelle,
telling you.
crunchy kids.
Look, we had some good kids this last trip. Well, on both trips we had good kids, but we had some kids so funny this last time. When I tell you, what was his name?
CJ, yes,
CJ was about to get hurt.
Clintus Rasco Jr.
Say his name on the radio.
Clintus Rasco Jr.
CJ was
grandson of Dr. Desi Levy.
He was about to get hurt. I was like,
She
say
said-
something else.
Say something else.
Say something else. He was making fun of our music.
Oh yeah,
He was
just-
a little ringleader.
Yeah, he's talking about some
old people.
He talking about
Like,
some
what?
Mr. Keisha, they go Jodeci. I said, yeah. He talking about some, who listen to Jodeci? Hey,
Oh
everybody
yeah, that
listen
was
to
being
Jodeci.
real disrespectful.
Real disrespectful.
Real
Talking about Jodeci.
disrespectful.
We at the Black Sony, and he talking about some, they go Jodeci. I said, that's right. They're supposed to be up
Yeah, when we was at the
He
museum.
talking about some, they go Jodeci. You know that's our favorite group, Jodeci. I
But
said,
I'm gonna
okay.
tell you, when we went to the Smithsonian Museum of African American History, and the white kids came in with the Trump hats on.
Yes.
When I tell you the look on our babies' faces, I mean everybody tightened up, stood straight up, and CJ and them was one of the main ones.
Yeah.
And I mean they gave eye-to-eye contact. Like,
Don't start.
yeah,
no, don't do
it ain't that day, bruh. It is not that day. And I mean, I literally felt the tenseness
Mhm.
of having to make sure our kids were okay.
Yeah.
And when we got back on the bus,
Yeah.
you know, that was discussion.
Yeah.
Like,
Why they wear that? In
why they
there?
wear that
Yeah.
in there? Miss Michelle, what's going on, Miss Lakeisha? That, you know, so those kids had a very maturing moment.
Yeah.
Because up until that point, you know, they were happy-go-lucky, just
Yeah.
out doing their thing. But the assault on seeing somebody with a Trump hat on inside the Smithsonian, and the white kids that wore it, they wore it in defiance.
Absolutely.
They was looking for some drama. And so those kids ended up being incredible young leaders. But for people that are interested in the upcoming trip that we are doing,
In the upcoming trip, you can call that same number. I will say the schools that we will be going to this year. Is that Darren? Just in and out.
yeah,
Okay.
that was him running around the corner. Look
we
at
have-
him. Look at him.
Hello, Mr. DeBoe. You've been very quiet.
I say he need a step ladder so he can see you.
I would say your mama, but I like her too much.
All you gotta do is push his belly.
I like.
Look, he left. He left.
All you gotta do
He
is
walked out. He walked out. So, you done killed him on that one. Go
We'll
ahead.
be visiting Texas Southern University, Prairie View A&M, Wiley College, Grambling State University, Jackson State, Fisk University, Alabama A&M, and more. So we will be starting our tour this year in Houston, Texas. Yes,
We're gonna be in Houston.
Houston.
And when is this?
This is you forgot? March 23rd through April 3rd, 2026.
Oh,
Yes. So if you are interested and would like your child to attend, that same number 504-814-0664 to get more information about the college tour. So make sure that you get that information for your student.
all right.
Mhm.
Well, you know, like I said, just what I told the person who was asking. I said she's still working. I think it's an incredible way to honor the legacy of your mom, in that she poured so much into everything that she did. Rarely said no to anybody.
Which was a problem.
Yeah, which is a problem for you too. And you know, but her whole thing was about the uplift of this community.
Yes.
Proud Black
absolutely.
woman.
Mhm.
You know, she had her little militant moments.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
A whole
that-
lot of militant.
that say
moments.
loud, I'm black and I'm proud afro she used to sport back in the day. And I just think what a great testament to keeping her memory alive, that you know, you out here, because you are, what are you with the Alcorn Alumni Association?
Locally, I'm the vice president.
Vice president. You know, so a lot of the things that she was passionate about, education, he was, you know, trying to run from it, you know, doing politics and
Yeah.
figure out a way to infuse the two.
Yeah.
So I just think it's just great that her legacy will continue. All right, we got some folks that have held on the line. I know they get ready to say something when they come on. Let me go to hey, I've been holding for 28 minutes. Let me go to the phone line. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Good morning, Michelle. This is Angela again.
Hey,
Listen, hi, Keisha.
You have my condolences. What year did your mother work at Lady Pitts?
My mother worked at Lady Pitts. She retired in 2012. She was there for maybe.
Because I don't know, maybe she wasn't, because I got pregnant in the 70s, had my daughter at 81.
Oh no, she wasn't there then. No, she was.
Okay.
Yeah, she was at Tech in the 80s. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She started at Tech in 1980, and I think when they closed the business department or downsized, she left Tech in maybe 90. Like maybe 94, 95, something like that.
So it was later.
So it was later. Yeah.
And your dad worked at Stuyvesant?
He did. He worked at Stuyvesant.
Oh, because I went there also.
Okay.
Yeah, but you have my condolences.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
When you I was in my living room screaming to the top of my lungs, "Get him, Keisha! Get him! Get him!" Because he don't know what he's talking about. Get him! Get him up! I was screaming at the top of my lungs, and knowing you couldn't hear me, but I said I got to get on and let her know, shut him down, because he don't know what he's talking about. Shut him down. He just kept talking and
Thank you, Angela. Yeah, man.
Y'all have a good one.
All right. Yeah, somebody had put in the chat. Yeah, I like the way Keisha handled him. He thought he was getting ready to get at Michelle. And I was like, hey, make no mistake. I know what I know, but I know who taught history. Now, I did political history for Black folks in college. But this woman teaches history every day. Social studies teacher, American history.
Now, wait,
and yeah, she got a Black history degree along with me in terms of Black studies. So, hey, I ain't got to do the work. Somebody sitting here. Let me just sit back and laugh. We got one more caller, or are we good? We got one more caller. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Greetings, sisters.
What's up, brother Shia? What's going on?
Condolences to the Myers family. Quickly, I just wanted to express a couple of things. I think that was Dr. Kwaku earlier.
Yes.
That was bringing up. Yeah, I'm in the concurrence. I don't want what was before the administration before. And I would go next to say that I want to give respect in the legacy of Claudette Colvin, 9 months before Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat, inspired by Sojourner Truth, who won a lawsuit for being kicked off a stagecoach, or they call it a trolley, but it was pulled by a horse in D.C. in the 1800s.
You know what? Hang on, bro. I didn't realize that Miss Cloven died yesterday.
Yeah, she did. She passed yesterday.
Because I know everybody had been mentioning her name recently.
Yeah, she was 86.
So she passed away in Texas yesterday. Claudette Colvin. Okay.
And so I bring it up because one of the things that we're missing the solution is that we have to have our history embedded in us. She was 15 and she stood up. Rosa Parks was a grown woman. They picked her because the young sister got pregnant after her arrest on the bus. Mm-hmm. But she was empowered by what Sojourner Truth and others had did legally fighting. So that thing about us not fighting, because Byron Allen fought the 1866 law and ended up settling in 2020, which was specifically about white people not allowing Black people to engage in legal contracts. That even though the Congress made the 13th Amendment, by the way, Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation was illegal. It was just a statement like other people we know give statements.
Wait, hang on, brother Shiar. I'm up against the clock to end my segment. So I'm going to ask you to make your final point, but I will definitely pick this up tomorrow if you can tune in, and I would love to have you finish the breadth of everything you want to say when we come back tomorrow.
My final point is dealing with the women. It was the 688 auxiliary military and their success in sorting all that mail that allowed white people to say, man, the magical Negro, the magical Black people, the magical ends is what we need, that diversity. And that's why Black women got into the government. And that's where
this society know they can't get rid of us magical people. Peace.
All right, thank you, bruh. All right, family. Let me just say this real quick. When I had planned to do my show this morning, if you note, I had two topics down in addition to me talking about Trump, and that was MPS. I will talk about them tomorrow. And I had Corey Stingley's name down. I'm not going to talk about Corey today. When I put it up there, I was thinking that I want to set it up and then reach out to his dad to have the conversation. And I think I want to have the conversation with his dad to help kind of unpack what we are now learning. But 13 years after the death of Corey Stingley at the hands of two people who were never charged, who basically got away with harming this child, killing this child. His father and his family have fought every day since Corey's death for some type of accountability for Corey's day in court. And that is finally arriving. The two men that were instrumental in Corey's passing have been charged in his murder. But I believe, and I got to go back and see because I thought one of them died. I got to go back and read the whole details. So I will reach out to Craig, see if we can get him on. I need to wrap the show for today. I want to appreciate or say thank you to everybody that made the show go. And bros in studio, appreciate y'all. Family. Oh, Dr. Myers, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And family, I will talk to y'all tomorrow. Peace.